shit, I didn't redo that either. It's going to go into the wrong open, and I'm not going to be able to do this one. Oh, crap.
Which open was it going into?
Last week's.
Hey, did you have one for this week?
I was rendering it now, but it's not going to be done in time. I suck. I spent too much time trying to write a clean version of Screw You, E and K.
Gotcha.
Penis exploding with entertainment.
The one thing we don't do on Thursday Night Throwdown is screw around.
Yeah,
No,
the amount of stuff
we
we keep
don't.
adding.
By the way,
we're
have you
at
guys seen
Rival
Toxic
Yellow
Man
Flash
Food
for
naked in the
intros.
shower? It's like really
Let's keep
disgusting.
going. Let's keep
There's
adding
someone
shit.
bobbing
Your
in the
intro's too
blender
fucking long.
and like send extra chunky. It's really gross.
Well, I'm gonna
like
redo
every
this
time I
one.
see him, I want to shave my eyeballs with a razor.
The funny thing, because like,
We are literally the
I guess
same
one of our
height.
coworkers was
No,
trying to
I'm
find
definitely
out
color comics.
whether this one movie was
We
good
got
or
your
not.
back, comic.
And so she sent her
You okay back there, Nick?
the stream. She's like, your intro's way too fucking long.
Brawlable to TNT command.
How long
Target
is
is
it?
locked.
It's only been 6 minutes.
That's a
Sometimes they're
confirmed
like
hit.
8 or
Target
10
is
minutes,
down.
dude.
Oh, I get the helicopter because I'm the fat kid. That's bull. You, Rogan, get away from my turtles.
So see, the rolling open
I can't fly
is
a
supposed to
plane.
happen before 9. So we're supposed to start at 8:55.
You
We just
cannot read a super chat.
It's Thursday night Throwdown.
Better than Thursday Night Throw Up.
we still have until August for the whole between Jeffers thing.
Oh, fuck.
Kathleen Kennedy's never going away. She's like she's
No,
nuts.
no. Oh, is it TOO little? TOO late?
Yeah, a little poo. Yeah, I missed. I can't
Well,
spell.
the funny thing is, like, even if she was planning on retiring, I doubt she will now out of spite.
Oh, right. No, now she has to stick around because
Yep.
it's clear she's upset. I think she had an initial plan to retire this year, maybe like announce it like at like Star Wars.
Star Wars
or whatever.
Celebration.
Yeah, Celebration. Thank you. And all of a sudden,
And now Nick's not even on stage.
Now Nick's not on stage. Yeah, I cut.
What?
Yeah, this opening's gone so great.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll get Nick's opinions on it in a bit. Wow, crazy week. We had a halfway decent show on Disney Plus. Shocking. We had one hell of a State of a Union, though it was not a State of the Union. And Toxic Man Flu sent me a box of stuff
Yes.
that he wants me to open live on stream.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm opening a box of Girl Scout cookies. That's why I was making all that noise. I'm sorry. Yes,
And-
that box is Valentine's Day love.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You know, I keep joking that Tox is going to send me some floppy dildos at some point, and one of these days it's probably going to happen.
It will happen.
I'm not trying to will this into existence. I just know his fucking crazy ass mind.
But if there's ever anyone that could will into existence floppy dildos, it's you.
It would be Nick.
No, it would be you. Wiener, floppy wiener, floppy wiener. Yeah. I love
Anyway.
that song. That South Park song is great.
Yeah, apparently Culture had one too, but he decided to puss out tonight. So thanks, Culture, leaving us
Yeah,
high
it
and
had
dry.
something to do.
No,
I don't
yeah,
know what that
I'm
was.
just joking.
Maybe it was the boss. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, he's got.
he's
got
only
life.
doing
I get
800 shows a day on
That's
top
it.
of 500 or 600 videos.
Dare I ask what the fuck this is?
Sorry, what? Oh, those are socks. For you, those are heart-shaped cake socks.
You know, you have Fun Dip in here. I actually really like Fun Dip. So
Now look, those are individual.
Yeah.
All right. Valentine's Be Mine Fun Dips. Mrs.
Wait.
Flu got those.
I actually have a very funny story about Fun Dip.
Oh,
When I
I'm
was
sure
in my
you
20s
do. What was her name?
When I was in my 20s, my mom had a store and I used to work at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd always go to the convenience store and get Fun Dip. And like this one time for Christmas, she literally bought me like the Costco sized box of Fun Dip.
Oh
and
my
I literally
God.
had that shit for years.
Yeah, because that's you get tired of it. It's like pixie sticks.
Yep.
After a while, you get tired of them.
Mounds! I'm kidding. Mounds are fine.
Well, Mrs. Flu goes, hey, there's mounds here, too. Do you think he'd like it without nuts? He loves nuts. So I made sure I got some other there.
Oh, man. Yeah, all sorts of chocolate stuff. Thanks, Dogs. Holy shit, dude. Seriously?
What? Oh, yeah. Disney Princess. Hey! Got a lot of...
These are good. These are very good.
Those are wafer balls. I saw those and I immediately thought of both of you. If anybody's got light balls, it's you and Culture.
Russell Stover's is also good.
Mm-hmm.
I got my wife a big old box of Russell Stover's for Valentine's time. Now I'm afraid to see what's in this box. All right.
It is not floppy dildos.
Oh, I'm not putting this on the ground. The dog will try and get into the chocolate. That'll be bad.
You don't want him getting into that coconut.
No, not in the slightest.
That would be bad. And that other chocolate bar's coconut too. So,
yeah, coconut and chocolate. It's pretty amazing. I don't understand the coconut and chocolate hate. Ah, look at that peach punk mug. Right now.
Yeah, there you go. Comics is full of chocolate or something that resembles it. Yes.
Are you trying to say I'm full of shit?
Yeah.
Probably resemble that statement.
See, Argentum, socks. I love getting socks, man. Continually shocked when I get excited to get socks for Christmas.
Hang on a second. I'm going to close my laptop and put this on it.
1 year, Mrs. Flu had been complaining. She run around the house. I can't find the scissors. I can't find the scissors.
Oh, no, buddy. No, leave the socks alone. I don't want you to eat the socks. Be right back. Hold up, for me while I get the socks.
Okay, the socks. So, Mrs. Flu was like walking around the house, all geared. Can't find scissors. Where are the scissors? Where are the scissors? All this stuff. And Mrs. Flu can be a bit aggressive when she can't find stuff. But anyway, so for Christmas, for 6 months out of the year, I bought all kinds of scissors. If it was on sale, I bought it. Folding scissors, all this stuff, everything. So for Christmas, she opened up, babe, how many pairs of scissors did you open up that Christmas? 42, 43?
Okay, I distract him with a squeaky toy.
Yeah. So Mrs. Flu opened up 43 separate packs of scissors. And then the next year, she said something about gloves. And one of my kids said he never had any spoons. So I bought him a ton of spoons, including a spoon that was a pizza cutter.
Ooh.
No, it was a fork. It was a fork that was a pizza cutter. Yeah. Good stuff.
Give him a pizzazz next. Have you used it? Have you heard of the pizzazz?
No, what's that?
It's the pizza oven that's specifically designed for heating up pizzas.
Ooh,
and you don't, and it's something you could bring around with you. It's portable, and it works amazing.
That's nice. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to click that. I meant to click that.
All right.
Yes, I did, and it was brutal. But I bought her safety scissors so I could use those. And I say that because we have a very nice set of knives by a company called Raja. And you have to self-sharpen, all that stuff, very thin, very nice. And I had a paring knife, and I was using a scrub brush, and went off the end of the knife and came back and jabbed it into the knuckle of my right thumb. And,
ouch.
Yeah, bled like crazy. Of course, I'm an idiot. I didn't go to the doctor. And it's a little numb, but it's getting better. But, yeah, I'm an idiot when it comes to sharp stuff. That was recent, wasn't it? Yeah, that was 4 weeks ago now. 4 or 5. Yeah. And so it's got a nice big chunk. But I've cut my fingers like crazy all over. I tried to cut
I've cut my fingers a few times.
Off.
I tried to avoid my hands and knives, obviously.
Yeah.
I sliced off part of my thumb once. That was lovely.
Mm-hmm. Well, my dad tried to do it with a grinder, but he's got metal in his eye. I mean, he's a machinist.
Mm-hmm.
He was. So, and he worked on cars, all that stuff. So he had all those things together. But when I was living in New York, I tried to slice off the top with a blade, one of those scraper blades, the top of my left index finger.
Ooh.
And what ended up doing is kind of filleting it a bit, but there was a prominent vein that popped up. Ooh. So I'm having some procedure done, and they're like, okay, we've got to do a contrast, and we can only get to your hand. So they put a IV in my finger.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, and that was the most uncomfortable thing that I've had since.
Imagine! Holy shit! Stop talking about it. That's making me feel uncomfortable.
Sorry. Well, I sent you all that chocolate. You can eat some of that stuff. And I showed you the Lucky Charms treats that I'm going to bedazzle for you.
Oh my god.
Because it's, St. Patrick's.
Yeah. St. Patrick's.
Is the crowd gone yet?
Yeah, numbers
Not
going
yet.
down.
Yeah. You keep cutting your body parts off with scissors like the Ackle.
You're a full-time transitioner.
Oh, God.
No, it's because
Yeah, I do
chats.
dumb stuff.
Get some super chats and we'll talk about Daredevil, Bored Again. All right. TVG Monster for $2 says, hi, everyone. Hi, Comics and everyone. How are you, sir? Hope you're doing well.
So,
Also says, for $5, I just saw the trailer. Holy moly, I didn't think the CW could go lower than the Batwoman, but they found a way. Yeah, holy shit. We all talked about how bad that modern day remake of Powerpuff Girls was. Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
I do have a link to that.
We cannot play it. They're striking everyone who plays it.
I have a link to
what does Cuckman have to do with the Powerpuff Girls, though?
Oh, it's just.
Or is that just a random? Oh, okay.
No,
well,
he's
right.
I have in the description.
He's right. He's a Cuckosaurus. I was like, oh, I didn't know he was involved with that CW bullshit.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just another topic we'll talk about.
Okay. Cool. I'll have opinions.
Say to Raptor for $10. If talk to Manflu watched the AI Jurassic Park 3 ruined by AI. I recently saw. He run as it has Spider-Man in it. Mr. Kirby, PJ3. Wow, really, Mr. Kirby turned to a dino with the megaphone. Tells his wife not to make noise. Funny.
I hate the Jurassic Parks.
Really?
I think the first one with what's his name, that was Star-Lord or whatever, was okay.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the original.
Oh, the original one I hate.
Oh,
I absolutely hate that. Yeah.
I love 1 and 2.
That little girl should have been eaten.
Including The Lost World.
It's a kid.
3, I watched it once, never saw it again. The Jurassic World I thought was fine, and then I didn't give a shit about 2.
I haven't seen any of the new ones. I honestly haven't seen anything past 2.
Okay, you could keep it that way. So as much as I enjoyed the first one in the Pratt trilogy, honestly, you could skip it and you'll be fine. But I love the first 2, straight up.
All right, TVG Monster gifted a membership. Thank you, sir. You can also Sabertooth Rapper, send an email. Got it. Got everything downloaded.
Thank you, Sabertooth.
We'll show those off, as always, at the end. Randall Orser for $6.99 Canadian.
Hey,
the goal
there it
has
is.
been launched. And here's my contribution. May Failguard not disappoint.
Well, I think they're just going to rename Failguard to Trudeau.
The funny thing about it, too, is they're already offering it, I guess, for free with Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
JB for $5.
Hey, JB, thank you.
Thank you, JB.
Mm-hmm.
Roland the Wretched, very generous man. I just have to say thank you to Roland. For $5, as I'm quickly losing hope for Daredevil Born Again. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that you should be surprised that Disney has Disneyed another show. Oh yeah, there's stuff I complaints about. I do think it's probably the best Disney Plus show out there.
Right.
And again, that's not a very fucking high bar, right? D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox, fucking great chemistry together. That scene in the first episode, really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the second episode was better than the first. I really didn't care for the first episode, minus the few things with Charlie Cox and Ms. D'Onofrio. But we'll get into it. Rolling for another $5. I have arrived just in time to see Ian open Tox's Valentine's gay package. I have no words. When one guy sends another guy, oh, it just jumped on. Cheap chocolate and socks. What the fuck? You me both, buddy.
All right. So what happens is after Valentine's Day, I went to Aldi's and all this shit was like 50 cents or $1. Right. So I just
Oh, you got your
Oh.
socks from Aldi?
yeah, the socks were at Aldi's. Yeah.
What?
So they're fine quality. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
But yeah, I got some stuff there. So I actually have from Aldi's a rainbow gay gnome that I was going to send to Culture, but I put him on top of my my bookshelf to remind me of Culture, and he's right next to my Cookie Monster Pop character or whatever those pop thingies are.
Funko Pop.
Yeah, Funko Pops. That's it. I've got that, a Godzilla, and a Cara Dune. So there you go. That's the extent of my collection. But sorry there. And it had chocolate in it. I know, yeah. It had some mounds, had some dark chocolate with nuts. Okay, yeah, it was gay.
Rolling for another $5. I love the fight video in which you can play your favorite female Marxist fighter, and you can lose every time, no matter which one you choose.
Oh my God, that was so funny. Did
What
you
was
see the
this?
one where there's a choose your fighter, the female Democrats?
No.
Okay, all right.
I
I'll find
did.
that one.
Some
Oh no, I did not see
bullshit.
that. That's funny. WG for $10. Culture is missing, and you guys don't form a search party. Yeah. Well, he texted us to let us know that he was lost in the woods. So we actually have his geo coordinates. We don't need to send a search party. We know exactly where he's at.
Oh wow, I do have a link on X to the somebody had copied the trailer. So they have it on video, and then they re-uploaded it to X, so it can't be taken down because
Are
you
you
put it
talking
out there. And
The
got it
trailer
copied.
for the Powerpuff
the
Girls?
Powderpuff Girls.
Oh,
This
yeah.
I saw this and I
They
thought it was a
will level
joke.
you.
No,
They-
it was real.
Yeah.
Dude. I remember when they were talking about it. Well, the thing is, we can't play it because what they'll do is they'll strike.
Yeah, they'll strike the whole
copyrights.
channel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see the
that trash?
the video of the female astronaut that was running up and down the plane in flight naked?
No.
Oh, yeah, it was a Southwest flight from Houston to
Oh.
Phoenix.
What the fuck?
And I immediately thought, I think that's the airline comics is flying to Vegas. We might have our own video. All right.
I'm not streaking on a fucking plane. No one wants to see that.
That's hilarious.
All right, Stitch for $5 says we can't tell. Well, we can't let Roland carry the load with this week. Yes, please. Roland is a very just man. I was going to say that. So yes, you guys can contribute. That would be great. So there you go. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Randall Orsor for another $6.99 Canadian. And he says the Canadian Roland here, another contribution to ensure Phil Guard Friday happens. And speaking of Gandalf, the fart, why isn't he here? Unfortunately, he had some shit he had to go take care of,
Mm-hmm.
like a toilet or something. I don't know.
I think it was a toilet. All right, I'm going to put this in the chat there. This is the link to the video.
Yingling is finally
of the
causing up a fucking
Democrats.
stink.
The
Yeah.
women's.
That video was awful. I mean, the whole. I remember reading about it. Bounty the Comics covered it.
The Powderpuff thing.
Yeah, the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah,
And
great
yeah,
show. Watched it with my kids.
Oh, yeah, I fucking love that shit. It was great. I mean, back in like the 90s and 2000s, Cartoon Network had a lot of really good fucking kids shows.
Original
that-
shows,
yeah,
too.
original.
They
You know,
came
Johnny
out
Bravo.
on that same block with
Mhm.
Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Lab, Cow and Chicken, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Kurt
It was
Fairly
original
Odd
after
Parents.
original
Fairly
after
Odd Parents was
original.
great too.
Oh
Fucking
yeah,
love it.
Fairly
Yeah, I love
Odd
that
Parents,
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, they were.
There was a lot of creative
killing
stuff
it.
during that time.
Then you had the Toonami block, but we'll bring it back. But you get the point I made. It's just great cartoon after great cartoon after great cartoon. I used to watch Cartoon Network all the damn time, bro.
Mojo
What a
Jojo.
time.
Yeah.
Oh,
They had
Jojo.
a lot of really great villains.
Samurai Jack.
Him
Oh,
was kind of funny.
Oh, him. Oh, Satan in a tutu. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
see,
fishnets. I mean, that was some fucking
Well,
creepy.
That was
but
hilarious.
It was hilarious.
something. No, it's funny because when I watched the Powerpuff Girls as a kid, I was watching it
Hey,
because
Sherry.
it was funny and entertaining.
Mhm.
But when I rewatch it as an adult with my kids, I love it so much more because like you realize how detailed the show was.
Yeah.
You had these girls who, little innocent girls who wanted to go out and fight crime. They had a really well-established lore between the city of Townsville they lived, Professor Utonium, basically their father who created them, and they have all their great well-rounded catalog of villains. And each story, like you see, like sometimes you'd have a collective arc, sometimes you'd have individual stories on Bubbles. Maybe you have a story on Buttercup and her issues when her sass gets the best of her. There's always a lot of layers to those stories, and you miss it because you're not thinking about, when you're 8 and 10, you're just enjoying it for the fun of it. But then you look at it, it's like, oh damn, these stories
shows are good. Fairly Odd
posted the
Parents have a lot
article.
of strong parental stuff. I do want to say, Ginger and Sherry, I know that I gave Ian the box of love tonight, but let's not have any ginger Mexican things going on here. Okay, I'm just saying that's probably not a good look.
All right, let me. I'll pull the article up from Bounding, and we'll take a look at it real quick. And yeah, dude, this whole thing is crazy because there's an account on Twitter that posted it, and it has not been taken down yet. I want to grab it just because of how awful it is, but holy crap, it's bad. And I remember reading about it and hearing about how fucking bad it is. So
I honestly thought it was a spoof.
The peak of the woke period.
No,
because if you remember, it was filmed around 2018, 2019.
Really?
And they were, that's when it was filmed. So what happened was they actually axed it as far as saying they were not going to go forward. It was around 2021.
Well, I want to say it was. Well, the article cover Spencer talks about it. I want to say it was like 2021 is when they announced it.
Was it a Spencer article?
No, they announced it before then. Yeah, he
So this is the them as when they were kids. Now they're supposed to be like young adults.
Yeah.
Or that doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Well, and it's like fucking bad. So the whole thing is
Powerpuff Girls are supposed to be young.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be girls.
Right.
Young. Yeah, that's the funny. They're like wholesome South Park with powers.
Yes, wholesome. That's really well put, actually. Wholesome South Park with powers. That's really good.
The thing that's kind of messed up about it is like, so the cartoon exists within the universe, saying it's like a fictionalized version of their tales. So apparently, Professor Utonium is like this abusive father and basically exploits the girls rather than being like this caring father figure. Yeah, I mean, they totally fuck it up. It's awful.
Because I like the guy that they had in there. He was in Scrubs, right? He's funny.
Yeah.
But he's not Professor Utonium.
He's not
another
Professor Utonium,
unnecessary race. Don't get me wrong, I like him in Scrubs. But
he's great. He's a great actor.
He's a great actor. He's been in a bunch of other stuff.
He was clearly another unnecessary race swap, the same way they did Buttercup. And then they did a race swap with Blossom, from young Blossom to older Blossom.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the girl who plays Blossom, young Blossom, they look at the older girl, they're like, dude,
they're both black.
The young Blossom looked Asian, and then the older Blossom looked white.
I'm thinking Buttercup.
Yeah. No, Buttercup. No, Buttercup was pasty white, but they made No, sorry, you're right. It is Buttercup. It is Buttercup.
Bubbles is the blonde.
Did they do this?
Yeah, Bubbles is the blonde. Yeah.
Buttercup,
did they do this?
Yes, they made Buttercup gay.
Yeah,
they made her a lesbian.
Okay, see, that's the problem that I have with this. This is a show for children who don't know any better about any of this stuff. What do kids not know about? They don't know anything about that, and they don't know anything about race or differences. They're supposed
to be in their 20s now, and there's like this one scene in the trailer where she makes this comment about like the heteronormative patriarchy because she doesn't want to wear a dress.
Whatever.
Yeah, she ends up cutting her hair and becoming a firefighter because she wants to be a real hero.
And there was a line where she said they whitewashed the cartoon. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, apparently there's like a 3-minute clip that is also out there, and that's the one that's like really hard to find. Yeah,
it's horrendous.
It's bad. So what happens is that they go on a mission and they accidentally kill Mojo Jojo, who actually is not a monkey.
No, at all.
Yeah,
he's a human.
He's a human, and so Blossom runs away. Buttercup becomes a lesbian and a truck driver. I'm sorry, firefighter. And then Bubbles goes to try and like live off her fame, which is not really going very well. And apparently she's like this party girl too, and is constantly getting drunk and shit.
That's not.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
remember
opposite
reading
of who
about that.
Bubbles is. That's the opposite. Bubbles is she's the nicest of them. She's the girl
Oh
who
fuck yeah!
I want to come home. I want to snuggle with my 900 unicorn stuffed animals.
Right.
Instead, they're making her this girl who basically they want to make her be a whore and all these other dumb things.
Yeah. So yeah, they so there's Professor Utonium. It's not obviously how he looks in the cartoon.
No.
No, but I like him. I think he could.
I do too.
And I understand. I would want to give him a chance in that part. I would.
When you got,
but I don't know anything about it beyond just what this trailer was.
Professor Utonium was a genuinely great dad. He made time for his kids.
Well, and the thing, he was like
created them.
He was like a 50s trope too, because he was like a 50s dad, because he had like the pipe and the lab coat. And
Yeah.
He had a very kind of Bob Dobbs kind of like look and feel about him.
Yeah, it was a Leave It to Beaver thing.
Yeah.
And his daughters were so like they like would be like, hey dad, you need to have like a lady in your life. You gotta have so we can have a lady around the house. They were very supportive of their dad in ways. So they'd have episodes around Utonium too, which they didn't have to do, but it shows you how great the family dynamic was in a show that really ran on technically a motherless show.
Yeah. And it showed a good dad. And that's something that's very lacking in entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they kind of describe. However, after the mission goes awry, and results in the death of Mojo Jojo, who is revealed to be not a monkey, as the cartoon is said to be in-universe animated adaptation of the girls' actual adventures, but rather Professor Utonium's old lab partner. The girls retire from the skies and proceed to go their own way. Blossom tries to live a normal life. Bubbles becomes a washed-up celebrity, trying to cash in on her name, and Buttercup is a lesbian who turned to a life of fighting fires to prove herself a real hero. That's all you need to know about how fucked up the show is.
That paragraph alone.
The thing that pisses me off is I actually like Diablo Cody. At least I like her first movie, I should say. Juno, which I thought Juno was pretty good. I never saw Jennifer's Body. That actually looks kind of interesting. But yeah, this whole thing pisses me off because that show was so fucking good, and they wouldn't just literally shit on it. So yeah, I'm glad it got canceled. And if you actually go and watch the trailer, you understand why it got canceled, because it is god awful, absolutely god awful. So yeah, if you go and you find Lost Media Busters, this is the trailer. I'm not gonna click on it. Like I said, they've been going after people, not striking, I guess, copyright claims is what they've been doing to take that shit down, because they are highly embarrassed by it. Highly embarrassed. And I don't know if was it Chloe Bennett? Is that her name?
She is in it. Yeah, she was Blossom.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember if she's actually half Asian or not.
She didn't look Asian, but her young Blossom counterpart looked super Asian.
Yeah. And as is pointed out in the article, there's a lot of modern writing tropes in it, and it's bad. Absolutely fucking bad.
That trailer, we didn't dodge a bullet. We dodged a fucking atom bomb with this show. An atom bomb.
So apparently this was Mojo Jojo right here.
So he's not a midget and he's not a monkey. Wow. No. Of course not. That's very CW. If anything, that's very consistent with CW to have a character look nothing like what they have the name of the character. That's right in line for them.
Yeah. Well, too bad, so sad. It looks like you guys wasted some money. Maybe they used it as a tax write-off. Who knows? But for the rest of us, we could rest a little easier knowing that some of our culture got preserved by this show getting fucking canceled. And I'm kind of glad that it got leaked, because it shows you how fucked up it was.
Oh, yeah. We all knew it was a red flag the minute we heard about what they were doing with the story. For some of us, we knew that it was a red flag. It was announced on the CW. I just remember thinking, why are we getting this? We don't need another show.
Right.
Let alone a live version of them grown up in an adult setting. That defeats the entire point of the original story.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was a uniquely drawn cartoon anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that animation style.
Yeah,
There's
that
a lot
animation
of great animation
style,
style, and that
yeah.
was one of that really did. So I even what was cool is they had it all. They had the great cast, the great supporting cast. They had
Mhm.
great, well-rounded villains. They had lore to the story.
Fuzzy
They
Lumpkins.
even had a memorable opening credits and a more memorable closing credits.
Right.
And they were in and out like 8, 9, 10-minute episodes. It was great. They were really memorable stories. And once again, they had a little bit of a Simpsons thing at time where you'd have episodes centered around one character, sometimes even a supporting character.
Mhm.
So they took all these avenues. So it was a really rich world. Like, if anything, you could have done is maybe like done like a comic series or like a book series on it, because that's how well rich that
I
universe
want to
of
say
characters
they
was.
did at one point have like a comic
Powerpuff
series.
Girls is the same universe as the
So
Godzilla.
I say because I the animation style, I can see why you think. If there's any legitimateness here, that's news to me. But yeah,
Yeah.
Gendy Tartakovsky, yeah, that was the art styles clearly influenced by at that time.
I'm sorry, Randall. Are you near Justin Trudeau? The crackheads are out tonight. I'm sorry.
All right, so let's talk about Daredevil Born Again, because apparently in season 3 they already did the Born Again plot line,
Uh-huh.
which they did, and yeah, we get this show. I found it mostly unoffensive, minus like one. Well, actually, there's a few things. Yeah, spoiler alert: they kill
we need
Foggy.
to-
They kill Foggy Nelson in the first episode, and that was rumored before they did the rewrites that they did that.
Mhm.
So this shouldn't come as a surprise. And what they wanted to do with the show was to have it be more like She-Hulk. And
The initial show,
the initial show, it was going to be more of a
Kevin Feige
courtroom
wanted.
drama, which was stupid. I can't believe this is the thing. I don't understand why it's so difficult to actually show superheroes and their superhero personas fighting crime,
Mhm.
right? That's all we want. I want to see Batman going and punching bad guys, right? That's what I want to see. Or not just punching bad guys, but being the world's greatest detective.
Mhm.
I want to see Daredevil being Daredevil.
Mhm.
And this is like one of the biggest issues I had with the Punisher series, is that we had this great opening with the first season and the first episode where you see Frank Castle being the Punisher, and then he goes and he fucking retires. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? It's
he
called
was
the
barely
Punisher.
even the Punisher. He was Mr. Marine. As
He
much
was
as I enjoyed
Frank
that
Castle.
first season,
Yeah.
he was Mr. Marine. And then the second season was absolutely horrendous.
Oh, it was awful. Completely awful.
Mhm.
And out of all the Marvel series, obviously Daredevil is the best. All 3 seasons were really fucking good. First season of Jessica Jones was great. I thought the first season of Luke Cage was great. Second season of Luke Cage was trash. Second and third season of Jessica Jones was trash. Defenders was trash. Unfortunately, oh God, what was the other one?
Both seasons of Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. Thank you. I was trying to remember it. Iron Fist was complete garbage.
It's really ironic how the one time the Iron Fist was done right was on the one episode of season 2 of Luke Cage.
Yes.
Where they actually gave him his Zen mentality. He's supposed to balance out Luke's hot-headedness. You saw, when you have the right writer, the chemistry that Finn Jones and Mike Coulter had together. It felt like a Power Man and Iron Fist comic. And interesting enough, it's probably one of the very few good episodes in that entire second season. And you're like thinking, where were these writers to write the Iron Fist show? Because it's clear that the Luke Cage show writer in that specific episode had more respect for Danny Rand than any writer on both seasons of his own show ever did.
Yeah. 100% agree. But yeah, so it's I have to say though, I am gonna give the show some compliments. The cinematography on the show I thought was really good. Episode 1 had a lot of janky CGI in the beginning, with some of the fights that were going on. You had the whole thing with Bullseye. not being in his costume, but you have Daredevil in his costume. That shit annoys the crap out of me.
Right.
Like I said, they kill Foggy, and then Karen leaves, and
why does Bullseye go berserk on him?
Well, that's not out of
it's-
line for Bullseye to do that. That's right in line with who he is.
Good.
Yeah, there's I think Gary pointed this out in his review. Tonally, it's very much Daredevil.
Oh,
I
yes,
never read the
it is.
comics, so I couldn't say. So I have to go with
I
what,
have read hundreds of them. I own hundreds of
yeah,
them.
I'm gonna have to default to him and you, Nick, when it comes to the to the lore and tonally. Yeah, so I thought the first episode was a mixed bag. But the big thing is the chemistry between Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio was fantastic. Unfortunately, the show comes with a lot of baggage. That baggage being Echo and Hawkeye and
Echo was.
She-Hulk.
Oh my god!
I didn't change anything about She-Hulk in there.
Well, no, it doesn't get brought up. It's still baggage though, because
I'm just glad his girlfriend isn't green and angry.
Yeah,
That's it.
If he was good, green, green, angry, and likable, but we had green, angry, and absolutely bitch made.
yeah. I thought honestly, the second episode was a lot better, but I'm concerned with the fact that here we are, we're 2 episodes in, and we've only seen Daredevil for what, maybe 15, 20 minutes, Nick?
In the suit, yes, it's clear. And you know what? This is what I think that they're going for. I think when they went with the Born Again name, I think obviously it's like, yeah, for those who know the lore, they already adapted elements of it for the comic book. And I think it meant 2 things for the show, since they didn't already name it that for the show. One of them was he's rediscovering himself as Daredevil again for the show.
Right.
Since clearly there's a bit of a time gap from when the incident happened with Foggy.
It's a year.
Where he is now. Yeah, it's a year. So I think there's that, and also the fact that he's now in the Marvel universe proper. So that was why I think they went with that name.
I think you're right. And just for context, what happens is that it's kind of like that Spider-Man moment where he throws the suit away and stops being Daredevil. So it's been a year after Foggy's death.
Throws the hat.
He's retired from being Daredevil. He's opened up a new firm with a former DA. And,
former adversary, right?
Yeah, former adversary. And also, Josh, Daredevil wasn't in Hawkeye. You're correct. But Wilson Fisk was. And that's where he got shot in the eye.
Yes, that's where Kingpin did get shot. Yeah. No,
They're
I
not
did not
poisonous.
like that. I do agree. I didn't like that. That shit was meant to
Jesus Daviladivadada is in the chat.
Yes, he is. What's up, Jesus? So yeah,
it's the lovely Shari saying hello to Jesus Daviladivadada.
So we do kind of get a reference to Echo. Both Echo and Hawkeye, an actual reference with the whole thing. With
actual reference.
Yeah, I heard you got shot in the face.
The coffee house scene, that was pretty tense. I thought that was well acted between the two.
Yes,
it's the same.
Very, 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 very good. Yeah.
If you never watch Echo, She-Hulk, or that stuff, you can enjoy the show.
We talked about this on F&T last week. We know that Kamala Khan's father is going to be in the show, and Chris Gore revealed that Kamala Khan. Well, there might be an appearance. Actually, this has been known for a while. What Chris mentioned is that Kamala Khan will actually be in the show, not just her father.
Did you see who was listed as an executive producer on the credits? Sana Amana.
No, I didn't. I didn't watch the credits. So
no, it was on the opening credits. Her name was on the opening credits.
I skipped those two.
I didn't see that.
I skipped those.
Oh man, he can't even spell his own last name anymore. I have corrupted him.
And that's probably because of obviously those characters from that particular corner of the story. So if it's her father, it's fine. I had no issue with him in the Marvels. He was actually kind of cool as far as a character goes for what little we got of him. He seemed like a likable dad. And from what Script Doctor said, apparently he actually had a really good arc in the Miss Marvel show that I never watched.
Yeah.
And
the actress who plays Kamala Khan, she's not insufferable.
No.
I like the actress.
Not at all.
And when I mentioned this when the Marvels came out, she was the better part of the Marvels when she wasn't big annoying.
Oh
So
yeah, she was.
she
The thing is,
certainly
she
has
actually seemed like
charm.
the only one who gave a shit when she was
Yeah.
on the set. It seemed like everyone else was going through emotions, and at least she seemed like the
That's
only one who
sad.
actually was enthusiastic to be there. And I'll
Yeah.
give her that credit for that. As insufferable as her character was in All New All Different Marvel, what's her name again? Something. Sorry, I'm sorry, Miss Marvel actress.
Blankwood.
But you
Well, she's not
actually
Blankwood.
were
She's actually
trying to
decent.
act. No, she's not. You actually were trying to, bring some actual energy to a shit movie. So I do appreciate that of you.
I honestly think that because one of the things that keeps happening is that Marvel keeps trying to make Miss Marvel relevant,
Mhm.
and they're trying to retcon some stuff with her.
She was originally an Inhuman.
She was originally
and
an
they decided to
Inhuman.
make her a mutant with the TV show.
Yeah, they made her a mutant. Is she even a mutant in the TV show? I thought she just has magical
They
bracelets.
made she is. So I looked at some clips and enough YouTube videos. It's clear that they're trying to go for the mutant route. You want to know how I know? Because
Well, they changed her. They changed her a while back before the TV show. Maybe they did it for the TV show. I don't
they
know.
did it after the TV show.
Did
Because
they?
I've watched the videos from like Wes from Thinking Critical and all those guys. They were once that came out, that all of a sudden in the comics they decided, oh hey, let's make her a mutant in the books too. So they were definitely that show was the litmus test to let's lean in on the element.
I'm
Well,
gonna
my
show
angle
you
is-
guys the picture that
She
has
definitely
been
had
going
a-
around.
Whole lot here. Let me show them this. So this is from Releasing the Kraken. It's Daredevil Born Again.
That's actually awesome.
That's that's a little cutie right there. That's a little cutie.
That's funny.
I love that.
Oops, you got it. There we go. So this right here, apparently, I don't know if they're retconning the Dark Phoenix saga to have her in it, or what.
Yeah, this confused me.
Yeah.
See, my thought was with the MCU, I thought with them having the Miss Marvel show come first, they could look at it as in the MCU continuity, she'll be considered the first mutant. That was my theory. Now, as far as this comic, I don't know and I don't care.
They are desperate to make this character popular and relevant.
If they had a good writer who actually
Yeah.
would do something, maybe they could, because here's the facts on this story, okay? And I'm going to get into some historical detail for our chat. So when this original run came out in 2014, it wasn't a smash seller, but it had enough of a fan base that it was able to carry on steadily. So it had a steady following.
Iman
about 20
Vellani
issues.
is the actress's name.
Iman Vellani, thank
Yeah.
you. So it went for about 20 issues, and then that bullshit Secret Wars event happened, and they decided to relaunch the book. Interestingly enough, they had the same writer, but once that relaunch came in, a lot of those people who actually were there for the second volume, who actually really liked it, I gave it a shot. I didn't really like it. I didn't hate it either. I
didn't hate it. I thought the first one was decent, but it was a good introduction to the character. What they needed to do,
it was a well-intentioned slice of life story. It was
right.
A
What they needed to do is add in
story.
stakes. They made it too cutesy and kiddie.
Yes.
When they needed to do is it's like if they wanted the character to be as popular as Spider-Man, they need to give her Spider-Man's problems. They need to make things to where she was relatable and not just making it about her being Muslim, which is what they did.
So then volume 2 comes, which is the relaunch, and comic book terminology means you start the numbering of the book again.
Right.
They get the same writer, and they decided, okay, this time we're going to have Miss Marvel go heavily in on the ideology. Yes. And all the fans all the goodwill that they actually had from their steady amount of comic readers. Keep in mind, too, for further context, she was selling better than Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel.
Right.
So back to my point, once they went in on the ideology for her second volume, her sales plummeted instantly, and she has not recovered 10 years later.
Mm-hmm.
She has not recovered one bit. Once G. Willow Wilson and whoever else she had at the time, they originally had at least a safe file. Sure, it wasn't Spider-Man or Daredevil numbers, but it was at least there to keep it afloat. It was it's like if you're a local business and you're making enough business to be a business. That's what she was doing. She was getting by But then it wasn't that anymore. It was we're on the verge of cancellation now with every issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and again, much like the whole key to success is keep rebooting your book when it fails, right? And that's kind of the problem. But yeah, it's funny because you see people. It's like a while back when I was covering comics, I was talking about something, and somebody made the. She's like, "Well, she's not Spider-Man." I was like, "That's my point." It's like she's not doing Spider-Man's numbers because she's not Spider-Man. It's like exactly. That's exactly what I'm getting at. You can't force a character's popularity, and that's what they keep trying to do. They're trying to force Miss Marvel to be popular, and she's not going to be popular unless you give the audience a reason to like and relate to the character, right? That's the big thing that they fail to understand. You want this character to be popular, just putting the character out there and saying, well, she's the most popular character ever, is not going to make the character popular. And that's what they've been doing with Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel. A lot of these characters, Miles Morales is another example of that. Female Thor. These are the things. Falcon being Captain America. It's all this shit. All new, all different is where this era got ushered in. And it pissed off a lot of fans, pissed off a lot of readers. And of course, that's where everyone starts saying, oh, you just don't like it because you're racist. It's like, no, man, Steve Rogers is Captain America. We all know the shield will eventually go back to him because it's a gimmick. A lot of the stuff when they go and change things up is because it's a gimmick. And fans ultimately know at the end of the day, it's going to get returned back over to the original character. Now, the one thing that they were going to do is they were actually going to keep Falcon as Captain America. And because Nick Spencer was doing
Hydra Cap.
It was Spider-Man. It was Hydra Cap. I'm trying to remember the name of the Dark Reign, not Dark Reign.
Secret Empire.
Secret Empire, thank you. At the end of Secret Empire, they were supposed to keep Sam Wilson as Captain America. You know why they changed it? Because of how fucking unpopular that comic was. Yeah.
That's a whole, man. You go down that road, we're going to have a whole other separate conversation. So I won't go down that road. I will add to try to keep it relevant to the topic of this conversation. It's one thing when you decide, hey, what happens if we try to give this character a push? Let's see if it takes off. That's fine. Sometimes you don't even have to do that. Sometimes people see a character, they latch on, and then it's kind of like the market decides. But it's one thing if you try it, if it doesn't work. But it seems like they are not accepting the fact that it won't work. So they're like forcefully like, it has to work. We're demanding that it works. Because it's one thing if you give new things a try. Because you want to test new markets, see if you can get people who you wouldn't normally get. I don't knock on the initial idea of trying it. But the thing is, it repeatedly failed. And the one time they came close, once again, that first volume of Miss Marvel, they fucked it up. When even the few people who were reading it consistently decided, no, I don't want any part of this anymore. And that was while she was selling better at the time than Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel.
Right.
They fucked it all up. That little bit of steady goodwill that they had, and they fucked it up. So that's on them for doing that. Because remember, no one knew Venom was going to take off.
To circle back to Daredevil.
Yeah.
If they actually have her in the series and she's written well and she's not written annoyingly, because Iman Vellani, I do think has some charm to her. And I think she is great as the character, as long as she gets somebody who can write her well. So we'll see. We'll see.
I think it's telling that you're discussing about all these other characters in a television show about one of the best superhero characters of all time. Daredevil doesn't matter in his own show.
Well, he does.
He does, but it just
it's like superhero star of the week or what?
So far we haven't been getting that. It's not like what they've been doing, where they've been dumping cameos in, because the main thing they're taking it serious, right? That's good.
Yep.
Okay, I like that. They're taking it serious. The cinematography of the show is fucking great. At the end of I think it was episode 1, and this is what got me to want to watch episode 2, is it ends and Matt Murdock is standing in the street and you see this red light flashing on his face, and the cinematography on that one scene is fucking amazing.
I like the
It
fight
is
scene between
really
him and
good.
Bullseye in the beginning with all the knife throwing and all that stuff. I thought that was fairly good.
Yeah, that was good. The
There's some
fight scene
great-
at the end of episode 2, where it's like, okay, Daredevil's back at this point, was really good. I
did
think
you see the tattoo on the guy's arm?
I did.
Punisher tattoo. Yes.
That's one of the things that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, where were they going with that? Because I was like,
Well, okay, so the reason, one of the things that's happened within Marvel Comics, the reason why they've gotten rid of the Punisher skull is because there's a lot of military and police who use it. Okay, I actually have an AR-15 lower that has the Punisher skull on it because I think it looks fucking cool.
I think they're going to use it as a as a right wing symbol. Because I know you got to get super chats, but I put this while watching this in our private chat on Twitter to you. And this is in the first episode. I said, Daredevil Trump allegory is moving slower than Joe Biden's mental thought process.
Yeah.
The first show moves slow.
We will get to that. Because that, and Gary kind of brought it up in his video. I totally see the Trump allegory. I really do.
I actually agree more with Gary. I feel like a lot of people, and I'm probably this is probably the most heat I'm ever going to get ever. I feel like a lot of people are chasing ghosts.
I don't know, because
to me, when I look at the Trump allegory, as someone who was there when these books came out versus now, and also when you also look at the amount of shows, movies, skits that have come out that have really emphasized on the Trump allegory, when you look at a 1 out of 10 versus, and I think Gary nailed it perfectly, a 1 out of 10 from Homelander to this. Yeah, I would say a 1, maybe a 2 out of 10 at best versus Homelander being.
I'm not gonna say it's ramped up all the way, but it's like the whole thing when he's talking to the police commissioner, and there's the whole thing with calling him a criminal. So I mean, again, elected official, criminal, and again, I know this was written and recorded before Trump was elected.
That just was chance. That's just chance. Type of shit happens. And to be fair,
it's chance.
Wilson Fisk was always a criminal too. You gotta keep that in mind. He was always a criminal. So even if let's just say that it was 100% an absolute allegory. Okay, fine. Well, guess what? Wilson Fisk was proven to be a criminal in the books. And to be fair, if we had known someone like that who actually did do that in our own lifetimes, we would probably be saying that too as well. So you gotta look at it from that angle. I get why people are burnt out from tediousness, and that's fair. I get it. I don't blame anyone.
Okay, I got one thing that blows both of your arguments and Gary's out of the water.
Well, I'm agreeing with you, Tox.
Yeah, okay, good.
Bring it.
The Fisk hats. That's it.
They were blue hats.
That's the mic drop right there.
I didn't see the hats.
Is on Trump allegory. Yeah.
Well,
you could say
I think this was recorded when they made this.
And they were going to use him as a foil either way.
Yeah. I think even when this was being recorded, I think it was obviously after he was found guilty, or at least when they were doing the reshoots. At that point, Trump was already found guilty or was going through the trial process. So yes, I understand that he is a criminal in the comics. He's the kingpin, the secret mastermind, whatever. And obviously, eventually gets exposed. But there are too many parallels in this show between him and Trump, regardless of whether it was recorded before or after he was elected.
So obviously, it was before.
Here's
the thing. You gotta remember,
and also Jennifer Lawrence was the first mutant.
The hat is probably the closest thing, and even then, if you really want to put the head in perspective, they used a blue hat. What color does blue represent?
I know
Democratic Party.
It would be too on the nose if it was red.
Yes.
The fact that they even
if it said "Make New York Great Again," it also would have been 2 on the nose,
right? And they have not done that, but there's a lot of kind of like subtle implications of "Make New York Great Again."
How he was sitting,
and
what he was eating,
one of his
gestures he was making.
One of his political campaigns was one of the most left-leaning in one of his political campaigns. One of his comments he said at one of his speeches was probably one of the most leftist preaches ever. You want to know which one?
Which one's that?
When he was talking about Punisher as a gun-toting vigilante with a skull on his chest. He was clearly trying to get the anti-gun crowd ramped up. You can't get any more left than that point. So yes, am I sure that there's probably elements of Trump in there? Sure. But is it clear that there's elements there that are not there as well?
Well, I think the only reason why they would have done that is because, well, it's because it's New York, and New York is very anti-gun.
Yes, and that's also a very super left city.
Yeah.
So the whole seeing ghost thing and all that stuff is the same thing as QAnon to me and Blue Anon and all that other stuff. It's there. The people who are writing this hate the people that support Donald Trump. So they're going to do every subtle shots, all this stuff. These are the same group of people that put boners in the Aladdin film. All right. So
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they're the same.
Because they actually did get some of the actual writers from the first, the Netflix Daredevil series back.
Punisher series.
Which didn't have any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
No, they kind of had some Trump allegories.
But I'd actually argue
some Trump stuff with Wilson Fisk in the
which
third
is
season.
why I said that stuff in jest. Of course,
I'd actually say, granted, it was barely there in season 3. Once
was
again,
there.
If this show was like a 2, that show at the time was probably like a 2.5 or 3. With it.
I would say it was more 3.
Worse.
It's
it was
a lot
slightly worse then.
It's a lot more subtle in this than it was in the previous one. But okay, there's some stuff I want to bring up about Wilson Fisk though. One of the things I didn't like, even with the Netflix show, is how they kind of made him a bit neurotic.
Right.
Because the Wilson Fisk in the comics and the Spider-Man series is cool as a cucumber in public. Very smooth, right? He's a smooth operator. He comes off as this philanthropist and someone who cares a lot. And, obviously behind the scenes, he's an evil fucking bastard, right? Where with this, I still think they cucked him in this show. The whole thing with him and his wife.
I don't think so. I can see why you would
there could be some Echo,
but my
residual
thing is,
from that, because Echo was so bad. What they did to him in Echo was just
well, no, I mean, like the whole thing with his wife and how he ran away and has been, kind of like healing, because of what happened. And that shit pisses me off from Echo. And that is definitely leftovers from Echo. But the idea that his wife came in and ran his empire while he was gone and made it better, it's like, come on.
Well, of course she did. Look at how Kingpin has always operated as Wilson Fisk the man.
Yeah.
He is socially awkward. He knows how when he doesn't get his way, he beats the shit out of his workers, his potential clients.
Okay, is that how he is in the comics?
Vanessa, he's not only that way in the comics, he's been that way in the show. Okay. Look at Vanessa Fisk. She has a social game. When she has a social game, she knows how to play the right social cards. She sold art, and it's clear that she knew how to play the black market.
Yeah.
So she knows how to play the game. If anything's expected, I could see why people would see the girl boss is there. But as far as what we're going off the story, off what we have at this time, unless they make a hyper emphasis on the gender angle later on, as of now, it's clear that she is someone who knows how to play the game. She's no.
I think it's just a fair statement.
But I just think they severely damaged the character at this point because of those previous shows.
Okay, yeah, I can agree on that.
And he just comes off as being cucked.
Echo was really bad to his character because
D'Onofrio, Echo and Hawkeye.
Yeah, D'Onofrio is an excellent actor, and I thought he acted this 2 shows very well. He and Charlie interacting was it was slow paced. I know we got to get to the super chats.
Yeah.
There was slow pace, but when he and Charlie sat down in that little diner and they were talking about
that was really good.
Being in Hell's Kitchen
scene.
And now somewhere else, phenomenal scene between 2 great actors, shot well, great dialogue, 2 people on opposite ends, both of them trying to live on the edge, and neither one of them wanted to give in to the beast that they have inside. One is a beast that's pure justice, and one is a beast that's pure criminal.
Okay, I just want to point one thing out. I don't fucking trust Disney, dude. I don't.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, no, no.
They don't
trust
earn
at
our
all.
trust.
They have not earned my trust. So I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll eat crow later if I'm wrong, dude. I have no problems admitting it.
Mhm.
But they do not get the benefit of the doubt. We've had 5 years of this horse shit coming from them right now. Okay.
Mhm.
Trust them. Do not trust them. That's all
There's
I
no
say.
need to trust them. There's
If you,
no
and,
need
and
to
again,
trust
I'm
them.
not saying the show is bad by any stretch of the imagination. It is hands down the best show on Disney Plus. Again, that's a really fucking low bar.
Right.
Very
And
low bar.
when I say Daredevil Trump allegory,
Mhm.
when I said that,
Mhm.
there was a lot of imagery that was going on. And you know what? We're seeing a lot of that imagery everywhere.
Mhm.
People are doing this stuff. They're trying to make Trump out to be a bad guy. And Fisk is a bad guy.
Yes.
So, that's just the stuff that's being thrown out. But the
Mhm.
two actors, they did very well. And I thought that there's a lot of good acting going on in this series.
Mhm.
So far, the writing's been good too,
Mhm.
in my opinion. So I'm guarded in what's going to be next, but it was pretty slow. Let's get to some of these. All right.
Oh, or a random 70 shows up.
Hey, it's Sevens.
Yeah.
Okay,
We knew it's
JV,
Van Halen.
$5. Let's go.
All right. We're trying.
Uh,
I was slow.
Trying to find where we were at with these things because I want to say I already got that one, or did we?
I don't know.
The last
did you?
one we did that I remember was Randall Orsers.
Randall's.
Can anybody roll in
Let's
here
fill
again?
together. Did we get WGs? No, we did. We did. Oh, here we go. From Brian. It says, Ian, Nick, Talks sent y'all Heavy Metal AI Warhammer 40K. Yeah, dude. Thanks for tagging me that stuff. I wanna watch it later. That stuff looked really fucking good.
Uh-huh.
What's up, Sony? How you doing, man?
Hey, good. How are you?
Not too bad.
Good.
TVG
Sorry I'm
Monster.
late. Sorry I'm
Oh,
late.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, don't
TVG
worry about
Monster for $5. Remember, these first DD episodes are from before the showrunners were fired up and reshot. But I heard it rallies at the end, hopefully.
Oh. So they fired the people that put these two shows together.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
They canned writers, they canned directors, they even
literally
canned
reshot,
a few
rewrote
actors and
everything.
actresses. For further context, they originally had they had like an Asian actress who was going to play Vanessa Fisk, then originally cast the lady we have. They originally recast that part, and they didn't have Foggy Nelson and Karen Page in this show
At
whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it was going to emphasize a lot of the Mark Waid run elements with a lot of the comedy and do that.
Yeah,
That
it was supposed to be very much like She-Hulk.
Yeah, very much like She-Hulk.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
they actually started the show from scratch. They were somewhere between 6 to 8 episodes. And originally it was supposed to be like 24, 25 episodes.
Yes.
Can you fucking imagine that? 24, 25?
Oh, that's a bit much, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, for some people say, well, that's how old TV shows
Well,
used to be.
yeah, and I would be fine with that
Yeah.
if they were doing like an old procedural, episodic show with this. I'd be fine with 24 episodes because Daredevil could be an episodic series. You could have the the client
definitely.
of the week. He goes out, investigates, beats up some bad guys, clears the person's name. Also, I have to say, I do really like White Tiger, the guy that plays him.
I
That was a good setup.
shocked how much I like that because if there's one thing, let's just say I was ready to be jumpy and on the note, like on the gun about hating, because I actually like that character.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh god, I like that character, but with these type of writers, this is gonna be if there's gonna be a fumble, this is gonna be it. And shockingly, it's not been a fumble at all. It's actually been a really entertaining legal angle because White Tiger's not really played out outside of a cameo of heroics. He's playing out more so for Matt Murdock's legal side, which I know Comics, you made a comment earlier about want to see heroes being heroes kicking ass. And I agree with you mostly, but for Matt Murdock, I do want to see the legal
I
side.
do understand that the legal side is a part
It's
of
a
it, and
very
there's a
important
way
part of
of
his character.
balancing it.
Yes,
Like I
and
said,
this show
you could
seems to have that balance.
Yeah, you
We-
could definitely do an episodic procedural with Daredevil. Like I said, you have the client, he goes and investigates as Daredevil, you beats the shit out of some people to get some information, clears his client, stuff like that.
Yes.
There's ways you could do it.
Yes.
Right.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at, to get 24 episodes, right?
Yes.
It doesn't need to be necessarily an entirely linear season.
You can have a couple of arcs inside of that, sub arcs and
Yes,
subplots and things and stuff.
Yes.
There's a lot you can do with that. And if this had been another She-Hulk thing,
Oh,
I was so
that would've been
disappointed
a
she wasn't in
fucking
court.
disaster.
She should have been
Nah.
very disappointed.
Yeah.
she should have been
You
the
know,
judge.
when I can't remember if it was one of the writers or the showrunner, and they said word
We have a
for
lot
word
of
that the
super
events of
chats, dude.
She-Hulk would not be acknowledged in the show. I almost didn't believe my own eyes. I almost thought I was gaslighting myself into reading those words.
And
Because
the courtroom scene where White Tiger's getting arraigned was
It's
done
good.
really fucking well.
really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially
really
the part
good.
where you find out he's White Tiger and he's trying to get the evidence thrown out was also done really well. So that, kind of like courtroom drama aspect of it was done really well, where She-Hulk fucking fell flat.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a shame that the actor who plays the character did die. I can't remember his name, but the actor who played that character died.
Did he?
Yeah.
The play White Tiger?
Yeah,
Oh.
in the second episode, they dedicate it to him.
Oh,
really?
Okay, I
I
didn't
didn't
realize
Yeah,
that was
he
him.
passed.
I liked him
Holy
too. I
shit.
like his
Yeah, he
angle.
was great.
Yeah.
I like him, and I'm like, man, great. Of course, the guy that I like is the one who dies. Go figure.
Right.
Go figure.
Well, of all of those,
Oh.
the characters on there, he had the most potential for opening up some stuff that was,
Mhm.
a really good backstory that I wasn't 100% aware of.
What's
but
shocking?
You need to get
is-
to your super chats.
Yes,
bud.
I know.
Oh yeah.
All
I'll
right.
shut up. So you can get
All
super
right.
chats.
Randall Orser, also known as Canadian Roland here again. This is to make me even with the American Roland super chats. Here's a Failguard super stream tomorrow. Well, thank you. You guys met the goal. Also, JB, let's go.
Mhm.
Also, Roland the Wretched for $5. I am selfish. There is self-motivation behind everything I do. Like this string of chats. I want to see Ian go insane with Tosh in his group. Never. That's not gonna. That character's gonna fucking die.
I'm almost at this point wishing you were France so you could just surrender to this stuff because, man, that is such a shit game.
It really is.
Ugh.
It's definitely kind of annoying. Roland for $5 says only 2 more chats. Thanks to the other people that lightened the load tonight, including the Canadian Roland. Wait a sec. That is just wrong.
No, it's not. That's great. We love
That's
that.
hilarious.
It's funny.
Also, Sabretooth Raptor for $2 says
Thank you.
it seems Snow White premiere in UK was canceled.
Apparently. Yeah.
Shocking. What
Because
do you
of how bad it
mean?
was?
I don't know.
I believe it was going to be too well attended and too much excitement.
No, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
already
yeah.
fear
I'm sure.
riots and,
I'm sure.
yeah, so.
Because they were
All right.
hoping with all the dwarves that would go that they'd be able to double up on the seats and make more money.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, Randall Orser for another $6.99 Canadian. We'll call them from now on Roland dollars. Here he is. The goal is met. A Canadian Roland does it. Yes.
That's right.
All
That's the
right.
best thing Canada's done for us in 300 years.
Indeed. Roland the Wretched.
I think burning the White House was quite a good thing.
That was
Well, I mean, maybe what. I'm not going to make that comment. Never mind.
that's right there.
It would be a joke, but you never know. Roland the Wretched for $5. It says, and once again, the chat wins and Ian loses. Make sure you all show up for the Hell stream tomorrow night and support Ian. We will need it.
Or are you
Yes.
field guarding again?
Yes, yeah,
Oh.
we are field guarding again.
Nice.
Toxic Man Flu for $5. Am I too late? Apparently you are, Tox.
Yes, I was.
And let's see, Sabretooth Raptor for $2 says, sadly for me, I no longer care about Marvel. Yeah, I think a lot of people.
I
that
think
way.
there's a lot of that out there. Yeah, there's a lot of that fatigue.
Yeah, and Captain America 4 is a really good example of that. Well, I mean, it was.
I
a
had
bad movie.
absolutely no, but I mean, you know me. I did not watch.
Holy shit! Jeremy's in the chat. What's up, dude?
Hey.
Hey, look at
Has
that.
rated this stream. Wow, man.
Wow.
What's up, dude?
Rated to stream like he rated your fridge.
I thought you were going to say something else there. Rated your
What?
What's coming
Underwear
now?
drawer?
I am not going to talk
You
about.
got
rectal
rated by a
spelunking.
gay man?
I don't know what
Yes.
that is.
Yeah.
I don't.
Wow.
Most famous gay man on the
I
internet.
don't know what's going on.
So Brian, did you get a chance to watch?
I actually
Daredevil?
watched the first episode. I haven't had a chance to watch the second one yet. I always seem to be terminally short of time to watch things, but I did watch the first one, and it was pretty good. I mean, I wasn't like, oh wow, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen, but it was okay. I mean, I enjoyed the bar fight.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
bar fight was actually pretty good.
yeah, and I
and the
thought
fist
the
scene
right-
was really good as well.
This scene was good. I was ashamed about the echo stuff, but never mind.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was pretty solid. Yeah. So let's see where it goes. Pretty solid.
Apparently, it was all
enjoy it.
Eric. So Eric's impersonating a gay man. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
Well, he does like putting meat
199,
in your
folks.
mouth.
199.
He does put his meat in your mouth. so.
I guess so.
Right.
So
yeah.
anyway, if you get a chance to check out episode 2, I thought was better than the first episode.
Definitely.
First
Yeah, I heard
episode
a-
has some pretty good scenes in it, though.
I've heard quite a lot about it, and I don't mind. I don't mind spoilers. Doesn't really bother me. So yeah, I'll watch it. I will be watching it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, those that say that things about Wilson Fisk is a Trump allegory, I think that's completely wrong. I think Trump is a Wilson Fisk allegory.
You're right.
Ah!
I have to bow to that logic. That is very true.
Oh, that is
Very
Who
true.
came
Sure.
first?
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
he's trying to be Wilson Fisk.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
funny.
He's huge.
He's
All
you-
right.
yeah.
So since Jeremy's the check, fuck Naughty Dog, we can transition over to talking about how there's not going to be a Last of Us Part 3.
What a shame. I'm so
No.
disappointed that I can not buy that one like I didn't buy the second one. I've lost my
Apparently,
chance
there's
not
a
to buy
new
it.
Dark Phoenix coming out with oh my.
That's
my.
awful.
That's pretty bad. There's cocks in it. There's cocks in my Dark Phoenix.
There's no way culture's that much taller than comics.
No,
No.
there's no way.
Col-
But comics does
Division
have
and
nice big
Culture
boobs.
Casino
Well,
are
thanks.
the
I
same
guess.
height, and I'm gonna prove it when I'm in Vegas next month. I'm gonna prove it.
I like they put prom in the wheelchair.
Because he's bald like Professor X.
Yeah, it's
Well, what Culture's going to do to make himself taller is he does have that thing where you hang upside down and it like basically kind of
oh yeah, those
your
things.
spine.
Yeah.
Because
That's
as
okay.
you get older, your
Mm.
spine compacts and
Tell me about it.
You
I'm
do get-
gonna prove it, and it's gonna be great.
Just don't give him any yingling.
yeah.
Oh,
there's
I'm
that too.
not. That's all on his own account.
It-
The boss
I
can
on-
pay for that bill.
Yeah, I only just started playing Baldur's Gate 3 recently, and I have no idea. Had no idea there was so many references to the weave in it.
Mhm.
Yes.
I did not
Dodge and
know-
weave.
Specifically,
Weave.
Culture's weave.
So
Yeah.
now I'm waiting for culture to appear in the game somewhere. Maybe as a goblin. I don't know.
So if Last of Us. Neil Druckmann says, don't bet on there being a Last of Us Part 3.
That's not Neil Druckmann.
No, that's not.
Oh,
This
it
is-
could be. That could be the new Neil Druckmann. I mean,
This is ING. So we got,
And Nintendo wins yet another.
okay. I'm not sure what this
yeah,
guy
blah
says.
blah blah. Yeah.
So apparently, so this is funny. Two things around Last of Us. So we have the second season of Last of Us coming up, and apparently they're changing a few things. Makes you kind of wonder: do you think they're going to do the Joel one or not this season, or at all? Because apparently they're trying to squeeze 4 seasons out of the series.
Really?
And
Well,
Yeah.
they would do well not to do it then, wouldn't they? And
yes, they
save
would.
that for later.
It makes me wonder if Neil Druckmann actually regrets doing the Joel one,
Mhm.
and he's
No,
actually
he doesn't regret it.
fixing.
No, I
things.
think he's
I don't
proud
know,
of it.
dude. I think he fucked a series, man. He fucked a series. I think that's the reason why they're not going to be doing another Last of Us Part 3.
It's just why I keep hearing about Abbygate, whatever that is. But that's a different topic, maybe. It's a
I've never-
political thing, I think.
Oh, is it actually a political thing? Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, he may regret it, but you can't.
Yeah, you
turn that
can't
back.
unfuck the pregnant woman.
No,
right?
you
I mean,
can. Exactly.
well, because
Uh,
at this point, the woman that they cast is not built like Abby. She actually looks like a normal woman. build wise. So
You mean
yeah,
she's got
it makes me
boobs?
funny. It makes me wonder if he realized that the decisions that he made were bad. And he's trying to fix it in the TV show.
Went too extreme. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, hey,
I don't
fuck 'em.
think. I
Fuck
think
'em.
he's probably bummed that the series got excellence as far as his storytelling ideas. You kidding me? This guy doesn't regret it. That you know almost every single one of these types, they are married to their ideology like it's a fucking religion. To
It's
them,
their
admitting
Well, no, I mean,
anything
I
is
think it's
wrong.
apparent, Nick, because obviously, if you watch the Intergalactic trailer, it's nothing but women in it.
Yeah.
Women and POCs, right? There's like
Yeah.
no white dudes in it whatsoever.
Okay.
So I definitely think he's married to the ideology, but I think he realized he fucked his story up.
Yeah. Fuck Naughty Dog and fuck Neil.
No, he
yeah,
didn't.
well, exactly. Fuck Naughty Dog and Phil Neil Cuckman, or Fuckman, as I like to call
The
him.
first game was so good.
A
And
guy like that is not capable of admitting he is wrong to anyone.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too that pisses me off is that, for being a male feminist, what did he do? Basically lead female writer for Uncharted, he basically ousted and hijacked her series, and then he promptly ruined the ending. So.
no, Nick's right. Their ideology is their entire identity.
Yeah.
And it will infect and ruin everything that he and his ilk do.
To them, being wrong at anything means, once again, it's to them that's an admission of defeat, and they cannot admit defeat with anything. If you're saying that, I don't know, you have to look up to saying something, they're going to have to say, you got to look down just because you simply said it.
Yeah.
They don't care at all. They'll be mad that their thing got canceled, but they're not going to admit that they did anything wrong.
This is what we see.
They may think in their own head in their deepest, darkest, most personal moments in their life, but they're never going to have any way of admitting it. The most big response you'll get out of it, if they ever have to actually answer for it in a verbal language way, it'll be like a non-answer type of situation. Hey, how do I talk about this without talking about it? They're going to dodge it. They're not going to absolutely admit any wrongdoing. That's just not allowed to happen. No line of work.
Particularly in the video game industry, their default now is to blame the
audience.
Yeah. It's the audience's fault that Concord failed. It's the audience's fault that Guard failed.
Yeah.
It's our fault because we didn't want to consume their slop and then get excited for the next round of slop. So they'll never admit their, and they move on. They move on and they get picked up somewhere else to do exactly the same thing. Now they used to. Maybe things are changing. Now this super secret money supply has been cut off to them. But who knows?
Yeah, the U.S. AIDS money.
And I mean, to a certain extent, some people say, well, we shouldn't attack or blame the developers because there are people above them making creative and corporate decisions on behalf of those companies.
Also developers that do buy into the ideology.
Is
the thing as well. I mean, you see them on Twitter basically spouting, or Blue Sky, or whatever the fuck they are these days. But yeah, I mean, obviously not all developers, but the people who buy into it and they want Sweet Baby Inc. to come in and all this shit. Yeah, and they're just to blame, as much to blame as the higher ups. I mean, remember what Kim Belair said: if you're failing to get the stuff in, go to your marketing department and scare the hell out of them.
But I'm not excusing those developers. Certainly, some of the horrible attacks they made on fans, but they've been allowed to be in those positions because people above have set that course for that company or that studio and said, "This is what we want. This is what we're going to do." Those people, some of them, shouldn't even have been there to be able to make those comments.
Yep.
So, they shouldn't have been in those positions. Particularly now we found out that with things like Assassin's Creed Shadows, that huge component of the development team are rookies or not qualified or they have no experience, and then because they're desperate to pick people up based on characteristics who have got no
arbitrary
experience.
characteristics.
Yeah.
Yes, to
So
meet a quota.
therefore, well, what do? You get absolute messes of games full of bugs, full of crap writing, etc., etc., etc. Well, they've been put into those positions, so
Right.
well,
part of it too is they've been put in those positions, and you've essentially taken away accountability and responsibility, right? Because the main thing, this is like one of the problems with a lot of these ideologies, with be it feminism, wokeism, whatever. They want the authority, right?
Yeah.
They talk about how they want a seat at the table, or they want a turn at the wheel, right? That's where a lot of this shit comes from. But when it comes to the accountability and responsibility, they don't want it.
No,
right?
someone else has to do that work.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want. I'm
And-
not accountable for work. I'm here to. I'm supposed to be in charge.
And that is the
everyone-
biggest failing with
that's
a
a
lot of these
generational thing.
companies.
Yeah.
Well, it is a generational thing, but it's something that is being injected into our culture because of neo-Marxism, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just want the authority. They don't want the responsibility or accountability, and that's the thing. And when you try and hold them accountable, is when they scream racism, sexism, you're a Yahtzee, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the result of that in games, recently released games, where studios are chock full of the DEI hires, and they've actually had to outsource some of the work to independent contractors to get done, because nobody in the
white
studio
men.
had the ability to do the work.
Right.
Nobody knew how to do it.
That's the thing about it, is you see pictures of the development staff and they're all female, and maybe there's like one white dude in there. But what ends up happening is they end up farming that all the fucked up code to get fixed by people who actually know what they're doing.
Some bunch of contractors over in Eastern Europe or something.
And the main thing too, which sucks about it, is that when we talk about the stuff that happens with DEI, and this is some of the stuff that Jeff Charles complains about, at the end of the day, DEI hurts women and minorities.
Well, you're setting them up to fail. You're setting those people up to fail.
You're setting them up to fail, but the other thing too is you're casting doubt on competent people, because there are really good developers out there that are black and women. I've worked with both.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the thing is, nowadays, because of what is going on because of DEI, and because it was being pushed by the left, when somebody gets hired now, you're questioning, okay, did they get hired because of their merit, because they actually know what they're doing?
But also, they're the ones that suffer the
is it
burden.
because of their skin color or their sex?
Like any other competent people, if they're the competent people, they're the ones that are suffering because they're having to do all the work that the others can't do.
Yeah.
So they're suffering equally along with all the other competent people.
They're going to suffer two ways. Yeah. One, their competency is going to be called into question, and two, they're going to have to toe the line or toe the slack for the people who are not competent.
But they do not understand how to develop people and develop their talent and skills. So they think, well, we'll just hire 50 of those people over there, we'll throw them in there, and they'll somehow figure out how to be. No, you don't develop. If you want to increase percentages of people in terms of representation across, let's say, game development, you've got to mentor and teach people correctly. You've got to make sure they've got the ability to get to the qualifications they need or the experience they need, not just throw a bunch of people in the deep end. And, based upon, you're taking this box. That's not developing somebody. It's not giving them a chance. They're being set up to fail. And it would be the same in any trade. You can't just magically wish people that will become competent. You can't magically work like that.
Well, not only that, is that when it comes to hiring, I would rather hire somebody who had a great attitude, maybe not as skilled, but could be mentored into becoming a great developer, than hiring some arrogant asshole. And trust me, there's a lot of arrogant assholes in tech.
I know.
And yeah, because there's like this one time, I was interviewing with my manager. We're interviewing this guy, really fucking smart. Definitely knew his shit, but he was definitely like the Uber of the Uber geeks, and he knew it, and he wanted to make sure everybody knew it. And I was like, yeah, it's like I can see this guy being a problem, culture fit wise. It's like he clearly knows what he's doing, but he's going to butt heads with so many people.
Yep.
So at that point, like I said, I'd rather take someone who's maybe not as skilled, that is malleable, that does have talent, and has a great attitude, and that's the type of person I would hire. That did not meet my qualifications. Somebody who could be mentored in the position, not somebody who's completely useless and is hired simply because of arbitrary
Well,
traits.
because they want to be there.
Right.
Oh, I want to be there. You know, there's a lot of people. Probably 80% of people in some of these studios are sitting around there going, "Oh, I want to be here." You see it when you see the resumes of some of the ones that we've seen that we don't like much that have been let go, and you see their actual resumes, and there's nothing in them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they mention a game, but there's what were they doing on that game? They weren't really doing anything. So, yeah, it's just the other thing I think you can see in a lot of these projects that have gone up to these AAA projects that have run up these massive budgets is there's absolutely no project management skills being applied.
Yeah.
Because it's a project. Developing a game is a project. You know, so you got to have project management skills in a number of people that know how to get things done at the right time, how all the components fit together. That team's doing this, that team's doing that. They're losing those skills too. So they're not just hiring people who can't develop. They've not got the project management skills or the budget management skills that they need.
Well,
so we're seeing games that
really,
are costing $300 million and they're a complete failure.
A really good example what you're talking about is what happened with CD Projekt Red, where they're abandoning the Red engine for Unreal, because like all the people who knew how to develop for the Red engine are gone.
Yeah,
they literally chased everybody off because of the massive. I'm not gonna say it was a massive failure. At the end of the day, Cyberpunk 2077 turned out to be a good game once they fixed everything. But a lot of the like more recent updates are being done by another company. They've outsourced it to another company, mainly so they can focus
so they can
on
just get it done.
Yeah,
somebody that knows what they're doing. Yeah,
but also so they can focus on their new projects as well. But yeah, I mean that game killed so many developers, metaphorically, of course. That they basically have left the company, and crunch culture is a huge issue within game development in a lot of these companies, and that is what has been killing. It's the reason why a lot of these companies are a shadow of their former selves is because of crunch. People get burned out, they get tired of it.
That wasn't good project management either, of course. Yeah. But they've gone completely the other way now. Now it's they may still be crunching, but they're years late. Games are years late.
Yeah,
taking years to develop something that shouldn't take nearly as much. They've got 500 people developing a game, a game that could probably have been done by 50 people if you had the right people.
Yeah, possibly. But the one thing I have to say, at the time, I respected when they did the announcement trailer for Cyberpunk 2077 was it coming when it's done, and guess what? They didn't get it done. So yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot of different things wrong with the Western gaming
specifically. Yeah.
And
I wonder how many people developed Black Myth Wukong. I wonder how big a studio.
I don't know. That sounds like some kind of disease. I don't think I caught that. You got? I got the Black Wukong in my lungs.
I'm not even sure that's information we'd be able to get. I don't know, given where it was developed. But, I don't know. Probably not 500 people though. I suspect.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many people worked on Shadows? Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, they had a massive team on that. It's in the hundreds.
Video game development like that would lend itself to contractor work, outsourcing a lot of stuff and pieces of it.
But there's where the management comes in, because you got to be able to coordinate all that. These are all components of a project. I'm not sure they've got good skills in that. Leadership don't have good skills in that anymore, by the looks of it. When you see the people that are appointed as directors of games, have they really got that skill set? Or have they just been put in there because of who they are? They say Failguard might be an example, but it takes an awful lot to coordinate a couple of $100 million project.
Yeah, I don't know how long Corncob Bush was involved in games before getting promoted to being in charge of Failguard.
And a lot of the people that are promoted have got the wrong skill sets. They were writers or designers of art or whatever, not necessarily people that are capable of managing multi-million-dollar projects.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to say, as you mentioned, with the crunch culture that used to exist, that they were any better before, of course, but it's getting worse. The bloat has got worse.
Well, and studio interference is a big thing, and it's the reason why a lot of games end up getting killed, or get like I'm trying to remember. Dead Space 3 was kind of a disaster, and that's what killed the Dead Space series off. And talk about a game that has a really interesting lore. I don't know if you've ever played Dead Space, Nick. Or if you cared.
I've played it.
I would like to try some games, but I just don't have the time in my life.
No, I get that, but it's like I mean, a while back I went down like a rabbit hole, like reading like the lore behind Dead Space and how everything happened with the necromorphs, and dude, it's fucking crazy, man. It was really interesting, and finding out about the reason why Dead Space 3 kind of like fucked everything up was interesting.
It's funnily enough, it's my grandchildren's favorite game, Dead Space.
Dead Space.
Yeah.
I didn't
Of all
play
the
the
games.
remake.
Yeah.
I didn't play the remake. I wasn't sure because I heard about some of the wokeness in the game, but I don't know. Maybe it actually turned out pretty decent or not.
Yeah, I haven't played the remake. No,
I haven't either. I think actually a girl played it.
But yeah, I mean, it's such it's such a great pastime. I don't know if that's the right word. Playing video games, and we all love the immersion of a great video game, and the fun of that, getting into that world, whatever kind of game it is, and just playing that. And they fucked it up. They're fucking it up. It's now can you really look forward to anything? Well, not from Western developers.
No, not from Western developers.
I mean, indie developers and
we talk about Mass Effect quite a bit. I know you're a fan. I'm a fan of it.
Oh yeah.
I'm really concerned about the next game coming out
because
of what happened with Veilguard.
Yeah.
And one thing that I thought was funny when I was playing last Friday when I was playing Veilguard, and I was like, dude, this there's like nothing original here. Like all the stuff that they're doing, because it's kind of like a BioWare trope where you have to go do the loyalty missions to make sure your team's loyal to be able to pull off this thing. And it's like, seriously, man, this is just ripped off from Mass Effect 2. I mean, in a lot of ways the dialogue felt like Mass Effect 2. Oh, we gotta make sure everyone's has their mind clear to go and take on the mission.
That's right. We'll just take this side mission whilst the universe is burning to go and find your mother or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. I didn't mind it.
I don't mind it. I mean, it was new and innovative with Mass Effect 2, but now seeing it in Veilguard, I'm like, you're not adding anything new. It's the same fucking shit.
Yeah, except the Veilguard, apparently, I mean, I haven't played it and I never will. The decisions were inconsequential at the end of the day anyway. Whereas at least in Mass Effect 2, they had some. Well, you could kill everybody. You could literally kill everybody.
If you do not do the loyalty missions, they will all die.
Spoiler alert.
Because the one thing is I joke about how I'm going to kill Tosh by not doing her loyalty mission.
That's right. Yeah, you can.
And the thing I'm curious about is, will she actually get killed as a result?
Yeah. Well,
because my hope is that she dies, because that character is fucking annoying. And the other thing too that I pointed out, speaking of Mass Effect 2, is I see the comparisons of what they were trying to do with the character with Jack from Mass Effect 2. Yeah. Jack was actually a good, complicated character. She was a bitch and annoying at times.
Challenging character. She was great. Yeah.
But she was great. She was great. A very complex character. Tosh is just an annoying, whiny bitch.
Jack is a character a character in a game for adults.
Yeah.
Whereas Tash is a game for infants.
Well, and the other thing too is like, Jack actually had real suffering. She was put through a lot of shit because of the project that Cerberus put her through.
Yeah.
Where Tosh is like, I'm just confused about my gender. Jack was actually fucking tortured.
Yeah. I remember, I think it was the first time I played Mass Effect 3 and I didn't do that school The one where you had to go rescue the kids at the school early enough, because I didn't realize it was time limited, and later on ended up having to fight Jack and kill her. That was a bit.
That's
Yeah,
rough. That's rough.
Yeah, how did that happen? I completely missed the timing for the school mission. But I noticed today that there was a RoboCop game 2 trailer.
Yeah, there was Rogue City, and I guess they dropped a new one.
Yeah, they dropped a trailer for the new second. First one was pretty good, you know.
That's
You could
what I'm
tell it was
hearing.
limited in scope, but it was still pretty good. And
Yeah,
Peter,
well, that's how
Peter
games
Weller,
used to
so,
be.
yeah.
All right, so real quick before we head out of here, folks, there's one last topic I want to get. It's not going to be the MCU one. BlackRock ditches DEI quotas.
Might as well
after
should say
Trump crackdown.
Black Crotch at this point.
Black.
Go
I almost said Black Rot, which is
true.
basically what Black Rock is. It's rot. Basically, they're going to go and ditch DEI quotas after Trump crackdown, but is it really going to happen?
No. They're just burying it in their HR, normal HR. Yeah.
Repackage, retool. They're gonna make it look like they are changing. It's once again, it's about smoke and mirrors. Make it look like they're changing. But if you flip the wordings around and some of how things sound, then they will be just fine.
Yeah,
well, that's the thing that they point out here is that they're going to be merging the DEI divisions into broader talent and culture departments, which means it's still there.
Yeah, they won't change
it's
anything.
absolutely still there. So it really didn't go away. When you get rid of the personnel, then you have a case. But this is clear once again. It was smoke and mirrors. We just had our point proven.
Well, and this is the most important thing right here: talent and culture, right? Because that's where all the stuff comes in. Is they're achieving it through talent, which talent acquisition is what they're referring to, and culture, and obviously they're going to be driving the DEI culture. So
it's clear they don't want to fire the employees that they hired through DEI. So they're just now, how about we just move them over here? No, you have to remove them too. So that's comes back. We've said many times that if Trump were to win and he's tried to shift away, they're going to do something to try to keep them there. And that's why replacing the policy is not enough. It's got to be the people who enforce the policy too.
Yeah. That's ultimately what it is at the end of the day.
They have to, these quota type things like DEI need to be destroyed legally because they are discriminatory in their own right.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to take people to court. And that's
and that's good. That's a whole other can.
There's a couple of things that are out. So if you are denied a job or something like that because of your race, creed, or color, you need to take them to court. You need to find a court that's going to hear it, and hopefully somebody, Amy Coney Barrett will decide that she's actually got a fucking brain, and then. But you've also got to fight against. If you have someone on an H-1B visa that is promoted above you as an American citizen, if you're just as qualified as they are, that is definitely a violation of the law as well. Because the only reason H-1B visa's in is because that skill set is not something you can find in the U.S. or though we don't have enough. And so if somebody's promoted above you you have more experience or whatever from them, you're a citizen, they're not, you need to report that. And it used to be easier to do that because we prepared for things like, not having work for extended period of time, right? You save up 6 months worth of salary, all that kind of stuff. You do your savings, do those things. And we get bombarded with this gotta consume attitude. Or buy, do this, go out there and do these things. You've got to go and travel Europe. You've got to go and do this. You've got to go and do that.
Well,
and there's
one
really,
thing
you don't have to. There's so many great places to see around the U.S. that are within driving distance. Screw those other countries.
No, you should travel around Europe while it's still there.
Oh,
that's true. But the one thing I had to say, being unemployed for almost 2 years. Well, I mean, technically I'm not unemployed at the moment. I do have my temp job, but I'm not making nearly as much money as I was before. It has made me severely curb my spending. So like all the habits I had before, broken at this point.
It's amazing how much money when you stop,
Mhm.
It's amazing how much money you spend on crap you don't really need.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all these
Yeah, I
G.I.
had to
Joes
get
I
rid of
have
my
on my wall.
I had to stop.
Those
collecting-
G.I. Joes are badass.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are. They're
They are.
badass. I agree. But at the end of the day, at this point, it's like, you know, when if I get a job where I'm making close to what I was making before, you know what I'm going to be doing? Saving all that
Stuffing
money.
it.
Save it.
Yeah.
You're stuffing it.
Well, buy things that are important that you might
Buy
need.
things that are important. Yeah.
That you
But
might need.
it's majority of what I'm going to be doing
Yeah.
is
So,
saving
I
my
mean,
money.
things are so hard. I've had to cut back on my potato collection. I mean, I've stopped collecting potatoes.
Oh, not the spuds.
Uh,
not the
Oh,
spuds.
That's rough, man. But you're
disappointed.
supposed to eat the potatoes, not
The rocks,
collect
I
them.
can still collect rocks. There's a lot of them lying around outside
Yeah.
for free.
Mhm. Well, you are a rock fan,
That's true.
so.
You're the first one that
Rocks
ever got
fan.
that
Okay.
reference.
He likes
You're the
rocks.
first
Exactly. You
one.
thought it was about him and going to concerts and stuff. It's not that whatsoever.
So when I say I like to get stoned, it means something entirely different.
Entirely, it's a biblical thing. It's totally a biblical thing.
Look at
That was
my
good.
pebble. Look at this pebble.
Let's do that.
Indeed.
You got
All
a
right,
couple
we-
of supers and
yeah, I was gonna
stuff,
say,
and I've got
we-
some headlines, and we can get out of here.
All
The
right.
sheep are safe. That's true. I've got to keep the
That's
flock
true.
safe.
I'm glad to hear it. Okay.
Not for me, they're not safe.
WG for $10. I'm
Hey,
only donating
WG.
because I don't reward excellence.
Thank you.
I guess I'm your DEI contribution. Alexander
You are.
Tam from 199 says viral YouTube Mr. Reagan parody Trump versus Zelensky. Has anyone seen that?
I
No,
haven't seen that, no.
maybe I haven't. I forgot.
Interesting. We saw some funny ones the other day. That show was magic.
Mhm.
WG also gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, WG.
Speaking of memberships, you're going to be having a joint member watch party on Tuesday.
Tuesday, yes.
Coach Casino.
Basketball.
Basketball. We're going to be doing that. One of my all-time favorite films.
Indeed.
So,
Eric K for $2. Comics is saying he likes flexible men.
he does.
The fuck did you get that from?
You like flexible men?
Benzines.
I was wondering where D-Day Cobra rated. It was actually Rumble. Okay.
That was a Rumble thing.
Oh,
Oh.
all right. Got it.
All right. Well, I've got some headlines, and then we'll get out of here.
All
So-
right.
I see the headline you're about to put up. It's interesting that they mentioned talent and culture.
In the same
Because that means they're two separate things. Talent and culture are two separate things.
Tennis. Entertainment
Definitely
that always
separate.
rises
Culture
to the
has not
occasion.
got talent included.
He does not.
I'm just kidding, culture.
Yeah.
We love you.
He digs deep between the cracks, whether it's a cushion or an ass. It's Pixel
Nap
News
time for
headlines with
Bonzo.
Toxic Man Flu.
That's funny. Okay. Well, this week in Pixel News, Nancy Pelosi actually culture casino,
Well, he is holding on to a
no.
knob. He is holding on to a knob.
holding on to a knob, and what will go down as the most horrifying moment in U.S. political history. It was revealed that long-serving California Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi is actually a YouTube star at Culture Casino. Apparently, Casino did not have enough time to apply a full jar of his famous cock grease to turn his normally bearded face into the Democrat we all know and loathe. No wonder the country is in such shambles. He couldn't. So when he's messing with his knob, he can't get to the grease, to the face. It doesn't, it's sad. Very sad. Political news going on with that. Patriot Front disbands after U.S. AIDS funds dry up, claiming they no longer want to work under Kash Patel's leadership. That's sad. And what's
So the
really
Gap's going
sad,
out of business then. The
it's
Gap's going to go out
actually,
of business.
it is. It's actually true. They disbanded.
That's right. Their
Did
work
they?
now is done.
Yes, they did. They disbanded.
did.
They
Well,
don't want to work
the-
for
the-
Kash.
The funny thing, because I remember Jeff Charles posted this one thing because they apparently Patriot Front was going a thing. It's like, if they're truly feds, get Trump to defund them.
Mhm.
So that
It's exactly what he did.
joking aside, did they actually disband?
Yes.
Yes.
They made an announcement. They're disbanding.
Really? I'll have to
Yeah.
send that to Jeff Charles.
Yep.
They've got to finalize filling in their FBI pension forms. So.
Yeah.
Exactly. They've all made the 20 years.
But yeah, that's
So,
funny. Yeah, they probably don't want to work for Cash Patel. That headline is probably true.
Probably. Also, so in entertainment news, Roland T. Wretched tapped to play Bond villain Jaws in
Bond villain.
porno spoof Ball Waxer.
See, a Bond villain would be Culture Casino.
That's right. The world of Hollywood was shaken this week. No, not by the complete freak show the Oscars was.
Oh, WG, yes. Sorry. We'll pull that up before we go.
You got it?
Yeah.
You want to pull up your pants now?
We'll finish this off now.
Oh, okay. It wasn't the Oscars, and it wasn't the multiple earthquakes. You know, after the Oscars, they had multiple earthquakes out there. This time, it was from the heart of America's gay porn industry, San Francisco. Relative unknown Roland T. Wretched has been cast as the villain Jaws in the new James Bond porno spoof Ball Waxer.
That is amazing. He looks like a ball waxer.
No,
He
Mr.
does.
Bond, I expect you to wax your knob.
Balls.
I love this.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to be smooth.
Fuck off, Tox. You're lucky you are going to Vegas, you ass.
This is next level greatness.
Well, the good news is, Roland, you could send me the shovel you want me to bury.
oh, hold on. I get to meet Roland in Vegas?
Yeah,
That's
Roland's gonna be
right.
there.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, he was there last year.
He was there last
Comics,
year.
take him the
last year.
socks.
I haven't been around
I'll
since
take him the
2021.
socks.
Take him the socks. So standing outside the Whole Foods market in Old Fig Garden, California, real place,
Side garden.
Mr. Wretched was obviously ecstatic at getting the part. No one believed me. No one believed I could push back through the back door and make it into film. Suck my smooth nuts, man flu.
All I have to say, Roland, is now you know how I feel when it comes to these damn things.
Yes. Apparently, Jaws stands for just another waxed scrotum.
Oh my God. The fact that you come up with this shit, man.
This could be on a shirt. I'm just saying. All right.
It probably
I didn't
will.
come up with this one. Disney announces new film Wax On, Wax Off, starring Roland the Wretched.
Who's waxing off?
Mhm. Yeah, that was
Why does
one of the
Roland look
memers.
like Neil McDonough?
Kind of does. In entertainment headlines, Ian K has pancake boobs.
Well, I am a dude, so.
Yeah, there you go. During the Oscars, there was a tense moment when transcendent stars Ian K and Sir Tox-a-Lot were on stage together to present the Oscar for Best Fart in a Confined Space. Culture did win that one. Both megastars had been rumored to be feuding over which one was the gayest of them all during the filming of the new James Bond porn parody Ball Waxer. Apparently, they're all interrelated. Who knew? Who knew?
Yeah, who knew, Tox?
Who
knew?
Who would come up with this?
I don't know, Tox. Who
Truth
would?
is stranger than fiction. That's all I'm saying. Mr. Tox-a-Lot was found digging up bearded clams in, get this, Clam Beach, California, when reached for comment. Listen, he says, all I have to say is that short bitch has some flat pancake boobs. Who wears a dress like that with sad knockers like those? 100% true. I can't believe she wore that.
I think Culture will get the Lifetime Achievement Award for farting in a confined space.
Confined space. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he wins every year.
He will
Yeah, mirror on the
never
wall, he's the flattest of them
He
all.
will never recover from that. Seriously, that will stick with that shit will linger for the rest of his life.
Roland's never called a ball waxer. That's happening. I got to find a way to make ball waxer.
We can make that stick.
Mirror,
Oh,
mirror
oh,
on the
that was
wall.
good.
Who's the most flatulent of them all?
Mall. It's culture. In more political news, Republicans just as sketchy as Democrats, except this time they will definitely clean the swamp. They promise.
Pinky swear, 100%
Definitely
promise.
happening.
We will this time. Yeah.
That's right. We will definitely stop stealing your money too.
Yeah.
We mean it when we say we mean it. When we say we mean it, we're going to
We
clear
mean
the
it
smoke.
this time.
This time we
really.
mean it when we mean it. When we mean it.
Mean it. It's kind of like a pre-promissory ring to sort of almost get married. That's in basketball. Those lines. All right. Well, that's it. That's all that I have. I'll leave you all with this image. Merlin
Who's
is.
going to sing the theme
Ball
song
Wexer.
for the? Who's going to do the theme song for Ball Wexer?
I could
The
see
movie.
Ball Wexer.
Wexer.
All right, I'll close the headlines. You can do whatever you want.
All right.
He digs deep between the cracks, whether it's a cushion or an ass. It's Pixel News headlines with Toxic Man Flu.
It's usually an ass. All right.
Yeah, most likely.
Oh, do we
Check
have
this
to
out.
watch this? Oh
Yeah.
no. How cringe.
Jasmine Crockett. Fuck that bitch. What the hell?
The thing is, there's a whole bunch of Karen women out there that think this is cool.
No.
This is fucking retarded. Wow.
You know what's not retarded?
Retards.
Retards? No, I didn't say that.
Retards.
You are
Retardeds?
retard.
It can't be us because we're pre-tarded.
The Rolling Bones.
We were
apparently
tarded
are
before.
here. Robbie put that together. What is this? I have no idea what that is, but it's a congresswoman. So this wins every 2 years. I want to know where.
We're fucking hideous.
That is awful. I like the
Isn't
sissy
Isn't she
thing.
the congressperson from South Korea? She was in MASH.
Congressman.
Could be.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of the last Canadian thing I bought. This is from Deeple.
Yeah.
I used to be a people person, but people ruined that for me. Yes, very good.
That's accurate.
CIA realizes it's been using black highlighters all these years. Oops, we're sorry. And they are not journalists; they are highly paid actors.
Yeah,
That's
it's accurate.
That was very good. I don't know what else. Star Wars sequel pilot. Okay.
Oh, that is fucking accurate.
Explain it to me like I took the vaccine for a free dose. All right. Oh, yeah. I remember this one. A big Garfield fan back in the day.
No, Garfield's great.
Oh, yeah. I like this. Nobody. Drunk libertarians. Fuck taxes.
It's true.
It's so true.
It is. It's very true.
Eric's been wearing Culture's Casino's cock hat on his episode. I think that's all.
That's good.
Yep, that's all the memes I got for tonight.
We got Sabertooth Raptor ships real quick.
You got his stuff?
Yeah, I'm pulling on it right now.
No, let me move my.
It's got something really fucking weird. I can show you in a second.
What's sides? Everything else going on?
Okay, he's got a really fucking cool ship. I'm gonna show you. This is fucking phenomenal. That's cool, man. That is a great fucking design. Dude.
That
Great
that actually
job.
looks like it belongs in Star Wars.
It
That's good.
does. That actually looks like a Star Wars ship. More Star Wars than I would say most modern Star Wars. And then there's
Toxic Man Flu.
Yeah, he
first.
did. Oh, it's the man flu machine.
Is that what that is? The man flu?
I don't know what
Belongs
it
in,
is.
that doesn't belong in Star Wars. It belongs in Arseworts.
Oh,
Yeah. There's the front end of the man flu machine.
You didn't have to compound the joke.
But the fact that you got rectal warts, I mean,
I thought he made an Auschwitz joke about me being in it. Sorry.
okay.
I'm sick. What? Oh, that's the SS rectal probe.
Penetrator. That's the
Yeah.
penetrator. USS Penetrator.
Mhm. We're gonna penetrate
Well, yeah, it
deep.
could be the Star Wars ship, the
and we're gonna
penetrator. Yeah.
Leave the bum. Mhm.
It could be. Never
The
mind.
problem is, though, if it's a Star Wars ship, it's going to need a boost with extra power to get off the surface of the planet. Oh, wait, that didn't work for them, did it?
So who's the captain of that one? Roger Predactor? I don't know.
Oh, God. It's Dr. Harry Fingerman, proctologist.
Well, that was fun. Yeah,
Indeed.
lots of fun. Good show. Sorry I was late again.
Oh, you got some to do.
Um,
You've had some really good shows on Van Halen.
Oh,
Just
that was
need to
fun
come
on
on
Monday.
time.
Monday was
Awesome.
fun because we did the cut the YouTube first after the first hour and went over to Rumble, like we do on Toxic Tuesday and other shows, and so you could actually play some music on Rumble. You could play the music and say, we could talk about our favorite tracks. So that was
thank you for the raid, even though we're ending.
So we'll definitely do that for music shows again. I won't be doing a show. I'm actually on Monday on my channel. I will be doing something. I'm just going to do a solo game stream because I don't have time to prep for a full show. But the following Monday will be our cult comedy crew show that we intermittently do. We're going to do the movie Spies Like Us.
Oh, I love
Talking
that
about
film.
that.
Great film.
Yeah, but in between now and then, tomorrow night I'll be on the Ascendant Art channel with Brahma and others, having some fun on Friday night.
So
Saturday
what's
is
Ascendant about the art?
Ascendant Art that's just the name of the channel. Little Chad,
Okay.
Slender Dad, Imperatus, Brahma, myself, and Mad Martigan. Just have some laughs, do some trivia, stuff like that. Ascendant Art is the name of the channel. So Saturday night bourbon and boarding, Brahma and I. Would be fun. I'll be drinking my last supplies of American bourbon as I won't be able to get any anymore.
Well, the one thing I think is funny is the fact that you see them taking them off the shelf and you see like the Krasensteins, like it's some sort of own on Trump. It's like it's already been paid for.
Nobody cares,
It's like,
and
nobody fucking cares. They've already paid for it.
well,
The only people who are
it's
losing out are the fucking
Oscar.
liquor stores.
well, those people
Political.
they'll lose money because people won't be buying as much stuff. But anyway, never mind.
Yeah.
This is like big own, that's that's not the most of it. There's much more than that here, more nonsense. But never mind. So yeah, I'm not sure. Saturday night Brahma and I bourbon and boarding. Hockey trade deadlines tomorrow. Trade deadline. So hopefully there'll be some interesting trades to talk about. But the Dallas Stars continue to rock it. So that's what counts. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you everybody for being here. The pleasure's been all yours.
Definitely has been. I can tell you that. Oh, I forgot to run his banner. I'm sorry.
Hi, Nick.
What's up? Anyways, thanks for having me. It's been good. Clobby's Comic Shop tomorrow night. We'll be talking the actual Daredevil Born Again comic. The actual comic. Imagine that. Next week, as I saw people ask about Daredevil comics to recommend, I got you fucking covered, bro. Next week, Thursday or Friday, I'm gonna have a video on 5 Daredevil comics to read before or after watching Born Again. So you keep your eyes and ears open for that video. I'm going full YouTuber on that video. So it's going to be great. It's going to be diabolical. And of course, talking Toxic Tuesday, be talking Crank. And yes, that Jason Statham badass one with lots of testosterone. And Wednesday night, for the next 7 weeks, I'll be talking Born Again on my channel. And each week we'll have a rotation of a panelist or two as well. And of course, I hope to see as many of you in Vegas as possible for the meetup. It's going to be huge. Thanks for having me, comics. It's been good. You all have a magical evening. Stay fucking homoerotic.
It's a good thing you said that because the most homoerotic person on the panel is Tox.
What do you mean? I just sent a grown man candy.
Oh, wait a minute.
and
Wait.
Socks.
Is he your
yeah.
man candy?
Homo, yes. Erotic, definitely not.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh, that was good.
Homo Limpetus, if that's you're going to.
The Olympic
I'm
Games.
just limping along. That's all I'm doing.
The Olympic Games.
Well, you missed it. I sent comics a box of goodies, and in it was a wonderful pair of socks that he threw on the ground, like the bastard he is, and then some candy. There were some mounds, similar to small boobs, and then
I have no idea where the fucking cards went though. The Valentine's Day cards. Those things. Oh,
you threw those behind you. The dogs probably chewed them up. I mean, those were fake Disney princess cards. And then the fun dip.
Oh, fun dip. That's all right.
That's
Now I speak my
stuff.
language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How did I know that a candy that involved opening a bag of crystals, sticking in something, and sucking them down would be something you would find
Oh, wait,
Anyway.
you mean you don't snort them like cocaine?
I did that to Pixie Sticks once, and boy, that was a
Oh,
mistake.
Shit, man, I've been doing it wrong all these years.
That's right. Yeah, you're not supposed to put that fun dip in your rectum.
Whoa.
I
This
take it
is
you're talking about that from personal experience, Todd.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. Well, whatever. Tomorrow you've got Friday Night Tights. I need you guys to go over and watch some of Culture's videos. If you haven't been, watch some of those. He's been doing some very important videos over there. Gonna have a 6-minute daily in the morning. He needs support.
I watch Culture.
Why is his videos not doing well?
His videos have been doing up and down, but I mean, Culture's a pretty melancholy guy.
It's not cold. There's something fucking up with YouTube.
There is. YouTube has been purging subscribers. Someone mentioned on Friday Night Tights that they got unsubbed from my channel, so I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have been unsubbed from my channel.
There's a lot of people who are who once again, channels that I love, and I catch these videos because I actually go to people's channels and check it out manually, and you'll see them have these views, and it's not a quality issue. There's a lot of people who just don't know what these videos are coming out.
Yeah, I think there's been some fuckery going on.
I watch Culture's videos every day because it's the equivalent of like having a icy cold dip in a lake or flagellation. It's a sort of a self-flagellation regime.
Oh my God.
It is a weave. Just saying. He was at the thing and doing that. But yeah, go by, watch Culture stuff, and then he will do a show tomorrow, and then he's going to do his new show Saturday morning. But Culture and Comics will be in Vegas. Roland will be out there. I will not.
I will too.
I'm afraid I won't this year.
32 will
Damn
be
shame.
there. And
gonna miss
yeah,
Nick.
I've got to store some stuff up. It's time to get rid of some things and get back to being more frugal with how things are going for me. So we'll do that.
Well,
I got grandkids
you need to
to
get
go
your
see,
ass
too.
out of Chicago.
Yeah, it's tough. I am amazed at just how hard inflation's hit here in the last 4 years. And now they're tanking the stock market. There's a big sell-off and stuff's been going, a global sell-off in the U.S. markets.
Really?
They're trying to crash the.
They're trying to crash the market.
The economy.
Yeah.
Yeah, go figure.
Well, you knew that they were going to pull all this stuff.
No, yeah.
And it just, whoever got there first was what's going to happen. So,
sadly.
But I've been quite amazed at how much the inflation has gone up in this state by quite a bit. So, but we're working on things. We've got some stuff going on. So we'll get around and do that. And we're still fighting the fight on the 2A stuff that's going on here in Illinois.
Yeah,
the Supreme Court didn't pick up our cases.
I'm down like $4,000 right now on the stock market.
Yep. Yeah, it'll eventually come back up.
Yeah, it will. But yeah, I noticed that they're intentionally have been going after Tesla, and I own not a lot. I own some Tesla stock, and it was getting pretty close to $500. Now it's back down to like $260.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is the Bitcoin market and stuff is down, but there's always a downturn, and then it'll come back up. It was less than a year ago that the S&P 500 index funds were, $100 less than what they are now.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll goes up and down. You never want to time the market. That's why you do all the dollar cost averaging, all that stuff. But catch these shows. See Friday Night Tights tomorrow, and maybe next time. Money mouth face. That's funny.
Yeah, money mouth face. Yeah. Thanks, Tina.
Maybe next time you will wear the socks, bastard.
Hey, everyone, thank you for showing up, and hope you all have a good rest of your week. Have a happy Friday and a great weekend. We'll catch you Monday. Take care, everyone. Here's some credits.
Last minute super chat by Tina Guzman, I think. Super sticker.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, you got it, yeah. Some people are just so slow and late, you know.
God, I wonder who that is. Tox.
Yeah, that was me.
Canadian Spider-Man, he's now 25% more Spider-Man. He's a good guy.
Hey, Tina. Hey, Tina, who'd have thought that Moon Knight would have been one of the better series?
Compared to what?
Yeah, I was gonna say
All
what?
the other Marvel ones.
Syphilis. Compared to Syphilis, it was great.
Okay. I knew it.
Well, when you're comparing two turds, they're still turds.
Hey, it had the closing credits on Moon Knight
Third versus third.
were just amazing. So
Oh, really?
I'll take shitty credits in a good show over a shitty show
Skip
with
the
great
credits
credits.
anyway. We skip the credits anyway. Hey, this new Guy Ritchie TV show looks quite good though. Mobland, Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, that's
Coming
like
up at-
Jesus
Coming
Davila.
up at the end of the month, I think it's on Paramount Plus, not then, but he's got that. Might still manage to see it somehow though, I don't know. But yeah, Mobland looks pretty good.
That does. Check it out.
Guy Ritchie's pretty good usually.
I need to get caught up on 1923.
I like Guy Ritchie. I like the Smoking Aces. And
Really?
what was the other one?
I honestly
Yeah,
thought that was
Guy
probably
Ritchie.
one of his worst films.
I know, but you know me. I like the one with all the assassins.
Lock,
It's just
Stock,
great.
and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch,
good.
I think, are
Snatch
two
is
best
great.
films.
We're talking about the movie? Or,
Yeah.
oh, right.
And the vagina.
Yeah. All right. Good night, folks. We'll catch you next time.
All right.